I mean, when I sit at home and talk to Kiran, Kiran and I have lived all our lives in India. For the first time, Kiran says, should we move out of India? Now, that's a disastrous and very big statement for Kiran to make to me. She fears for her child. She fears for, what the atmosphere around us will be. She feels scared to open the newspapers every day. That does indicate that there is a sense of growing disquiet.
Hi, this is Khalid Beg, and welcome to yet another episode of India This Week. And Amana is back. Welcome, Amana. The audience missed you last time around.
Hello, Khalid. Namaste, मेरे दर्शकों को, and thank you for all your good wishes.
हमने you sound like a DD दूरदर्शन की वो नहीं होती है. नमस्ते दर्शकों.
हाँ, थोड़ा कोल्ड वगैरह हुआ है तो उसकी वजह से वॉइस थोड़ी बैठ गई है. So
Get well soon. So मैं अपने कंधों पे अब एपिसोड लूंगा. So let's talk about the topic. So you saw a video of Amir Khan talking about intolerance, which was like 7 years back, 2015, Indian Express conclave, Ramnath Goenka Awards, and he was asked like, what is the intolerance happening? Now, the topic that we've chosen today, that why are people, a section of people on Twitter, calling for a boycott of Amir Khan's latest movie 7 years later, Lal Singh Chaddha. The fact is, I don't want to indulge in presentism. At that moment, that year, people like me and Amana also were freaked out reading the Times of India, the Indian Express, the leftist, portals who viewed follow religiously, saying that this is doomsday. All the Hindus are coming for you. Look at these incidents that we are going to selectively use of showing, Hindus killing Muslims. That too, we'll take out the context and, we will interpolate it for the entire country. So I cannot take a moral high ground when Amir Khan says that, because if you look at my tweet posts of Facebook, please dig them out, because a lot of people do, and then they think they're going to, blackmail me. And I'm like, dude, you don't even know my thoughts before that. Let me tell you even before that, right? So I think this particular issue, I mean, whoever is saying it, I disagree with them, because he's also a product of the same system, and ये जो हमने इंडिया में रखा हुआ है कि भाई actor है तो intellectual होगा, most of the times it will be reverse, right? So it's not like they're like some big buddhijeevis and all. But yes, I do not give him a free pass for the position he is in it. Like, being a superstar, being one of the most famous Indians, being loved. And also, this is his own interview 15, 20 years back. Credit to him to put this record straight, where he said, and he clearly said that he's a superstar because of the majority Hindu community. And that's obvious. Out of every 10, if 8 of them are there, right? So my argument is, to the victimhood crying people, lobby like snakes like Rana Ayub, who are going to now use this, look how he's being targeted for his identity. So if you're not going to give credit for the fact that when Hindus loved him, they loved him as an Indian, so they're not targeting him now as a Muslim, right? It can't work that way. So he's loved because he's an Indian. He's hated because he's a Muslim, right? So that he should have not said that, when he said, oh, my wife says, whatever, if it was a personal conversation too, you at that position also, it was not that country was going through so much that your wife is telling you, who's again left leaning, has come from the left leaning ecosystem of those communists, and was an AD in Lagan, and how that whole leftist mold is. And she must have been reading the Indian Express's Times of India and said, oh, Amir, we need to get our kids out and all. But that's a sense of massive disproportion. So that I'm critical of Amir saying that, because at that position you need to have more responsibility. You should have not said that, or you should have used a disclaimer there. So that first argument which is being given, that is the reason we're not going to see Lal Singh Chaddha. So from me, thumbs down, because I can't be guilty of hypocrisy too. Amana, your thought कि आपको क्या लगता है कि वो एक सही रीजन है बॉयकॉट ट्रेंड के लिए?
मेरा तो बहुत ही अलग टेक है. I mean, it depends on individual. किसी के लिए क्या मैटर करता है. Like for some feminist, there could be a movie जो उनको लगता है कि it's a very against anti-women rights and all, and they can boycott it. तो ये होता रहा है. It is like a civil way, civil society का एक way है अपने विरोध को रजिस्टर करने का. बट जहां तक मेरी पर्सनल बात आती है, तो फॉर मी मूवी एंड आर्ट इज अ वेरी डिफरेंट थिंग. आई विल वॉच इफ आई थिंक कि दिस मूवी और जो भी है, ये जो मुझे इंटरटेनमेंट के लिए बनाई गई है या जो भी मैसेज देने के लिए बनाई गई है, इफ आई लाइक इट आई विल वॉच इट. तो इसमें मोरालिटी को बहुत ज्यादा मिक्सअप करना मैंने कभी किया नहीं. नेवर आई सॉ देम any Bollywood star as a benchmark of morality or intellectual जो लोगों ने बना रखा है, जो वो मैसेज देते हैं. बेसिकली वो उनका मैसेज आप देखोगे तो एक इंडस्ट्री है, एक मोस्टली वो कम्युनिस्ट और लेफ्टिस्ट की आपको दिखेगी, क्योंकि वो इलीट ग्रुप है, एक तरह से एलिटिज्म बहुत है, तो ये भी एक एलिट ग्रुप ही हो जाता है बॉलीवुड का। तो उनका आपस में इंटरेक्शन है एंड दे जस्ट पैरट दैट मैसेजेस। इफ यू सी, अगर आप उनसे कुछ भी एक्स्ट्रा क्वेश्चन पूछोगे तो वो उसका सर पैर नहीं जानते हैं, दे विल जस्ट सेंड द मैसेज। हाँ, दैट्स द अदर थिंग कि एक प्रॉब्लम इंडिया में थी, सिंस दे हैव सो बिग रीच, होता है ना बहुत ज्यादा, तो लोगों के तक वो मैसेज जाता था एंड पीपल यूज टू टेक दैट जैसा उनको लेना नहीं चाहिए था। दे शुड टेक इट एज, जैसे बॉलीवुड सेलेब है, उन्होंने कोई मैसेज कहा, ठीक है, इट्स ओके, बट टेकिंग इट एज सम बिग ट्रूथ रिवील, वो इंडिया में एक प्रॉब्लम थी। एंड आई थिंक कि वो चीज अब जो अब डिस्कशन हो रहा है, और जिस तरह से बॉलीवुड को भी काफी लोग ले रहे हैं, उसको क्रिटिसाइज कर रहे हैं, उसके अंदर की चीजें बाहर ला रहे हैं, तो वो चीज अब एक कॉमन इंडियन को समझ में आने लगी है। तो फॉर मी, वॉचिंग मूवी कुड बी योर रीजन, यू वांट टू बायकॉट फॉर सर्टेन रीजन, ओके, बट मैं देखूंगी अगर मूवी अच्छी बनी है तो, बिकॉज आई वांट टू गेट द एंटरटेनमेंट। सो ये जो मैसेज दिया था आमिर खान ने, आई रिमेम्बर, आई वाज नॉट, आई वाजंट, मतलब इन सिंक ऑफ दैट मैसेज। मैंने इसको अपोज किया था, बिकॉज फॉर मी इट कुड बी अ लॉट ऑफ प्रॉब्लम विद इंडिया, बट इनटॉलरेंट का एक टैग लगा देना, ठप्पा लगा देना, वाज समथिंग आई कुडंट अग्री विद इवन दैट टाइम। मैं न्यूज बहुत सारे पढ़ रही थी एंड आई वाज आल्सो इन होता ना थोड़ा डिस्ट्रेस में कि व्हाट्स गोइंग ऑन। एंड हुआ ये था कि क्योंकि ये लोग अपने आइवरी टावर में रहते हैं, कभी इनको सोशल मीडिया नहीं मिला था, दे नेवर इंटरैक्टेड अ नॉर्मल ह्यूमन बीइंग, तो इनको लगा कि वन साइडेड मैसेज जाता था, तो उनको लगता था कि ये जो बोलते हैं सब लोग एक्सेप्ट कर लेते हैं, कोई इंटॉलरेंस तो ही नहीं। फर्स्ट टाइम सोशल मीडिया पे लोगों ने अपनी मैसेज उनको पहुंचाना स्टार्ट किया, उनको काउंटर अटैक करना स्टार्ट किया, उनको बोलना स्टार्ट किया कि नो वी आर नॉट अग्रीइंग विथ यू और वॉट एवर। प्लस पूरा जो मीडिया था उस वक्त, वो इतना ज्यादा, अभी भी है, इट्स नॉट कि तभी था, वो इतना ज्यादा वन साइडेड रिपोर्टिंग करता था और कोशिश करता था एक नैरेटिव बनाने का, जो आज भी इंटरनेशनल है, कि जैसे मुस्लिम का तो जेनोसाइड हो रहा है, एंड इट्स नॉट ओनली अबाउट मुस्लिम। इंडिया इज टर्निंग इनटू अ वेरी कंजर्वेटिव सोसाइटी, एंड हम लोग प्रोग्रेसिव की बजाय बैकवर्ड जा रहे हैं, बहुत सारी ऐसी चीज है। तो जब आपके जो सोर्सेज हैं, आप जब वही पढ़ते हो, तो आपके दिमाग में भी वही बातें आते हैं, स्पेशली उसकी जो वाइफ है, वही जब लेफ्ट आइडियोलॉजी से इतनी प्रभावित है, उसका सिस्टम का पार्ट है, तो आई थिंक इट्स वेरी नेचुरल फॉर हर टू से दैट टू आमिर। एंड आई थिंक एक मिस्टेक थी आमिर खान से, एंड ही शुड अपोलोजाइज फॉर दैट। बट आई वोंट से कि इट्स सो ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट, एंड क्योंकि आमिर ने ऐसा कह दिया इसका मतलब उसको देश से प्यार नहीं है। दैट इज अ वेरी वेरी चाइल्डिश आर्ग्यूमेंट फॉर मी।
सो पहला था कि 2015 का इंडियन एक्सप्रेस में जो उन्होंने कॉन्क्लेव में पूरा लेफ्टिस्ट ही था वहां, और अरुण जेटली जी, लेट श्री अरुण जेटली जी एक्चुअली सामने बैठे थे। सो दैट्स अगेन आयरॉनिकल, एंड ही डिड लिसन, एंड उन्होंने कुछ ऐसा बोला नहीं कि आमिर को कॉन्फ्रेंस से निकाल दीजिए। खैर, उसके बाद आमिर ने अपना एक रिब्रॉटल दिया, कहा कि मुझे देश का पेट्रियटिज्म का सर्टिफिकेट नहीं चाहिए, एंड अगर मेरी बातों से किसी की भावनाएं आहत हुई है तो आई अपोलोजाइज। So that's number one. So clearly, me and Amna don't agree with that thing. Partly we do. I mean, it's not like we don't completely, but we've just put a very nuanced thing. Number two, and let's see this scene from PK.
Presenting the dance of Shiva, the fearless.
Right. So we saw this scene from PK. There is Lord Shiva. He's running around, and you can't take that liberty with Abrahamic faiths, especially with the faith where, you know, lately you've been seeing this at Tan Se Juda, not only slogans and then them being implemented as well, right? And the man who started that bloodlust, the Mumtaz Qadri of India, Mohammed Zubair, not only are he's being paraded as a hero, but even after so many killings, you know, people's heads being chopped off because of him, he has zero remorse and he's still going for Hindus who he doesn't like and also for Muslims who he doesn't like. Irony is the same Mohammed Zubair has made not one, not two, not five, not 10, 15 to 20 posts taking digs at Hindu gods and goddesses. And you know, if he remotely also perceives blasphemy towards his faith, what is the consequences? In this, I agree. Ironic is that PK released in 2014, where the entire movie, 90% of it was digs at Hindu faith. And this is crass. Like this scene is really crass, right? After that, too, when Amir says it's intolerant, it's a little bizarre. And the fact is that we know how he's also kept quiet over what has happened in the last 1 month, where there have been killings of Hindus, and it is out and out religious attack against those who they feel are even supporting the main, the one who they have already convicted as a blasphemer. And there is you're scared of a mafia like Zubair, who has likes of Rana, who has likes of Arpa, Pratik Sinha, communists like him, NDTV, pan-nationalistic ecosystem. So it's the other way around. You are the underdog as nationalist who is wanting an equal footing, that if you can critique one religion, you should be able to do other. If not, then don't do it for both, right? In this context, I think the outrage and the anger of sections of Hindu society is justified. That if you're going to take digs like this, and this is going to be the norm, then there will be even sections of Hindus who will like it. But now we've reached a civilizational churn that we are not going to put up with this, and hence we are not going to see Lal Singh Chaddha. Yes, PK was a blockbuster. Yes, it earned more than 300 crores. It's great fun, but you are never going to do it with your faith. You're not even going to ask normal questions, and you're going to keep quiet when the attackers are that way. So it is complex. I'm not saying Amir Khan is responsible for it, but again, if he's as an Indian is going to speak about intolerance of when he sees it coming from the majority, quote unquote majority, and he's not going to say from his own faith, then again that does not work. So I think here they are justified and fair enough. So because that's a more civilizational question where they're like, now we're not going to put up with actors like this. Your take on this, Amna, PK and the people?
I think the fact that PK was such a big hit can tell you a lot of about जनरल मासेस का जो माइंडसेट है, ठीक है. It was very acceptable, and saying कि just Amir Khan was a wrong, I feel that is wrong, क्योंकि जब ये accepted था सबके लिए तो उसके लिए भी था. When you
sorry, I would like to add in there, Rajkumar Hirani is the director, so please direct a lot of rage there as well.
Exactly. So the point is that I don't have problem with making fun and all of any religious practices and all, but the problem is
question is, can you, apart from the Hindu faith?
Hypocrisy, but that's what I am going to. So the question is the hypocrisy. Also, I have been जैसे दोनों तरफ से आप आर्ग्यूमेंट पढ़ते हो, तो देयर इज ऑल्सो दिस आर्ग्यूमेंट बिकॉज इंडिया इज अ हिंदू मेजोरिटी, तो मोस्टली जब रिलीजन की बात होगी तो हिंदू रिलीजन मेन फोकस में रहेगा. बट द थिंग इज दैट कि that cannot happen continuously when only one religion, only one community will continuously will be on target, right? And one side is getting so apologized for कि if you see the movie, in fact I would say कि Christian community का भी कुछ दिखाया है, Muslims का तो ज्यादा कुछ दिखा नहीं पाया सिवाय
एक सीन है
हाँ 4 शादी और उसका, and थोड़ा सा about terrorism.
Or when he's taking the bottle of alcohol next to the religious place. But again, that's not like, where, I mean, there is nothing they've left to imagination when it comes to Hinduism. And like I said, this scene also, it's crass. It can affect even the most moderate person saying, what are you showing?
Yeah, but that was accepted for Hindu, for Muslim, everyone. And now when people get the platform like social media and they started questioning, then your mind also get to notice it. Arey, yes, this is right. Just because it's so normal, so we are so used to it, तो हमें समझ ही नहीं आता कि no, this is wrong, this is hypocrisy. You learn it step by step, and I think now that's happening. And now Amir Khan should also learn. He should learn where he was wrong, and he should talk about those issues and accept it कि हाँ ये है. And I don't, why I am in not black and white zone, क्योंकि look, I have seen Amir Khan also wanting to make a better Muslim society also. जब उसने वो मूवी बनाई थी
Exactly, yes.
जिसमें
Yes, yes.
हिजाब लगा के वो
Yeah,
गाना
exactly.
गाती
Yeah. That was quite a
so
statement. Kudos to him
हाँ
for that. Yes, that was
yeah
a
so he
powerful
was trying
statement.
और वो
Secret
मूवी उसकी
superstar. Secret superstar.
सीक्रेट सुपर वो
Even though
मूवी उसकी
irony is
खुद
Ira Wasim has gone reverse now. But
एग्जैक्टली वो मूवी उसकी खुद की प्रोडक्शन की है अनलाइक पीके तो यू कैन सी कि देयर इज अ गुड ह्यूमन बीइंग हु वांट टू टॉक अबाउट दोस सोसाइटल प्रॉब्लम एंड ऑल बट ही फेल्स बिकॉज ही डू नॉट अंडरस्टैंड so deeply those problematics inside and how one society has reformed truly at least has addressed everything and दूसरे तरफ वो नहीं कर पाते हैं honestly इसको address नहीं कर पाते and
I just
since
want to
he
add
is
to that, Amana. I just want to add to that because that's a very good point you said. Because individually, it seems he has his heart at the right place. Though we might come to the third question where I might not agree on that front. But overall, of course, because what he thinks is when he's married non-Muslims, his in his family his sister is married to a Hindu, right? And it's not that, so what they feel is like the way we are, that's of course how it is outside as well, but he doesn't realize that the community per se is not Amir Khan, so he cannot
because he
entrust
is the
that
part of
perspective. He cannot do a psychological projection of that, because see, if he was a hypocrite, his own sister would not have been married to a Hindu, right? And he would have had no, he has no issues with it, right? And he himself has had wives who are not from the faith. Now of course he had done the same thing in Pakistan, where he would have been, but a deeper thing. So I think that's a very good point you said, that he also needs to
yeah
see it from.
and he also getting his ideas from that elite group वो group जो elite का है वहां पे जो मुस्लिम भी है they are very look they are not very regressive they are into Bollywood they follow their religion as they wish right they marry as they want and I mean if you look at the Shah Rukh Khan उसने तो अपने घर में एक मंदिर बना रखा है जिसपे उसको फतवे भी जारी होते हैं हाँ तो वो एक ऐसे क्लास से आता है तो वो नहीं समझ पाता कि बहुत सारी चीजें ग्राउंड पे क्या हो रही है कितनी प्रॉब्लम है थियोलॉजिकल इंटरप्रिटेशन को छू लेने से भी कितना मुद्दा खड़ा हो जाता है सो क्लीनिंग योर ऑन होम वाला जो प्रॉब्लम है वो उतना वो नहीं उस पर फोकस कर पाता एंड देन ही इज ऑल्सो हीरो फॉर एंटायर इंडिया बॉलीवुड हिंदू मेजोरिटी वो चीज भी एक अपने आप में रोल प्ले करती है तो आई वुड से कि पीके बनाई है तो उसने सीक्रेट सुपरस्टार बनाई है स्टिल सीक्रेट सुपरस्टार में भी लिमिटेशन है इट्स जस्ट टॉक अबाउट दोज सोसाइटल प्रॉब्लम एंड ऑल वो उतना डीपली नहीं टच कर पाते जिस तरह से हिंदू सोसाइटी ने अलाउ किया हुआ था ये किया हुआ है अपने
आपने इस पे बात की तो I want to add on to that thought, like where there's a PK there's a secret superstar. Now here is the interesting part, and you tell me what your thought was on this. One of the most brilliant, and this is for especially the youngsters, the movie which you should see as a nationalist to understand the games India is being played is Amir Khan's Sarfarosh. It's a cult classic. It is brilliant the way he shows how ISI, Pakistan spy agency, plays games in India. What are the lobbies within who try to hollow this country out? It's brilliant. It's not one of those masala Hindi films, right? So he's made that as well, right? And then he's made a funna where he's glorifying a militant. So maybe there are two ways to look at it. Don't take the entertainer too seriously, or maybe that's how he is. So how do you look
maybe
at a funna and a Sarfarosh?
Maybe they just want to tell a story of there could be a lot of a story and they pick one and the most dramatic one is the good for their business
Right.
तो but still फना में एक चीज है after saying anything in the end he is the wrong one and उसको जो है उसकी wife उसको आखिर में नेशन को ही करती है तो स्टिल ग्लोरीफाई करने के बाद भी देयर इज अ लाइन ड्रॉन वेरी क्लियरली कि नो दिस कांट बी एक्सक्यूज और समथिंग उसके लिए
right. All right, so number one, like we had said, the intolerance comment in Indian Express's enclave in the Ramnath Goenka Awards. Number two, PK. Now coming to number three, and I'm going to be very critical here. Turkey has taken a very, very open anti-India position in the last 3-4 years, especially after India did the abrogation of Article 35A and 370. And we have massive support from our close allies of UAE and Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, who backed us on it. Yes, they backed us on it, right? And obviously Pakistan latched on to Turkey. So Pakistan, Turkey, and Malaysia are the triangle right now, tri-axis against us. in the context of this, right, Amir Khan going and meeting Erdogan, who's an out and out dictator, who's trampling the values of Ataturk, and who's actually trying to reverse the social fabric of one of the rare liberal secular Muslim countries, which we aspire, even Indian Muslims should be like that, along with Tunisia and UAE. Now, here is the thing, Amina, and here is the data I have. Okay, now this is irrefutable. On 30th July 2020, journalist Shishir Gupta writes in Hindustan Times that red flags in Delhi over Erdogan's Turkey funding anti-India activities. Right? He again writes on 7th August 2020, Shishir Gupta for Hindustan Times, Turkey's tentacles in India go deeper than thought, says new intel warning. Turkey is funding all the anti-India NGOs through the embassy in India. Swaraj Mag also speaks about that, right? Now, Amna, it doesn't stop there. What happens is Turkish President Erdogan, in his state-run, news channel TRT, which spews a lot of venom against India, especially more now that they have taken an open and he wants to be the next Khalifa and that delusion that he has. After the Delhi riots, says that there was a pogrom against Muslims. The truth being that there were both Hindus and Muslims killed. So you're seeing where this is coming from, right? What he's trying to paint in India, and he's actually backing all the Islamist terror groups. Not only that, he goes to Pakistan, speaks in their parliament, speaks in their assembly, backing Pakistan's position on Kashmir, especially after we had revoked it, right? And India then rebutting him, saying basically, mind your own bloody business. Okay. It doesn't stop there. It doesn't stop there, right? TRT, which is like, the Turkish State International News channel, which had that watermelon, who's no longer now tweets are available in India, said that he wrote an article saying what happened in Delhi in February 2020 was a pogrom for 6 weeks against Muslims, whereas the truth is not that. Again, it was a riot with both Hindu and Muslims. Now, Amna, when one of India's most celebrated sons goes and meets him, of course, these official meetings don't happen that Erdogan knows he's shooting for Lal Singh Chaddha. Hey, Amir, what's up? Let's meet. Obviously, there's a lot of layers involved. He goes and meets him. I'm not ready to give Amir Khan any leeway here or benefit of doubt. And this is unpardonable for me. He could have come out saying, I apologize, I don't know, which is again ironic because he's supposed to be one of the few well-read intellectual, he's not supposed to be the Sonam Kapoor fan club from Bollywood, right? I think it's justified from the nationalist perspective to be very angry over this visit.
I think this is the most reasonable, reasonable बोलूं या most sensible reason to boycott his movie. जितने भी reason मैंने अभी तक पढ़े हैं, because when it comes to national interest, this is important for everyone, and this is not only idea. Look, on the level of ideological battle, I am fine, ठीक है. लेकिन when you take certain action and that country is taking certain action against India, Indian interest at least, so wahan pe that becomes something else for me. Yeah, for anyone, you can see ki this is not only the churning of idea, we are learning, unlearning. That's not the case. You know that clearly he is against the Indian interest, and you should be careful whom you are meeting. And if you are putting, then it's okay. You can say ki wo uski wife meri fan hai, I just met her because they are big people, president kahin ke hai and she's fan, so I just met as a fan. So theek hai, then people also have the right to boycott your movie as a individual. तो जैसे आप इंडिया के ऊपर अगर अपने पर्सनल इंटरेस्ट को रखते हो, तो लोगों को भी अपने इंटरेस्ट को, अपने नेशनल इंटरेस्ट को ऊपर रखने का पूरा राइट है. तो आई थिंक देयर इज नो इफ इन दैट, एंड आई डोंट अंडरस्टैंड कि कभी आमिर खान ने कुछ बोला क्यों नहीं व्हेन इंडिया बिकम इंटॉलरेंट, जस्ट बिकॉज आई मीन जहां तक मुझे समझ में आता है, क्योंकि डेमोक्रेटिकली पावर फर्स्ट टाइम एक बिल्कुल ही नए पार्टी के पास इस तरह से गई है, तो उसकी वजह से इंडिया अगर वो बन जाता है इंटॉलरेंट नेशन, तो व्हाट हैपनिंग इन टर्की, मतलब वहां तो वो क्या क्या नहीं चेंज कर रहा है, द फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच की तो वहां पे पूरी बैंड बजी हुई है. मोस्ट ऑफ
166 journalists behind bars, 5,295 academics dismissed, more than 100 of them detained, 33,000 teachers dismissed, 12,000 in police forces, 8,000 in the army, 3,396 in the judiciary.
Exactly. तो जब वहाँ इतना कुछ हो रहा है, तो how could you not see that? That is something I think is very problematic, and there could be no if and but, and that would be very valid reason to keep your national interest above everything. And I think कि अभी जो आमिर खान ने स्टेटमेंट दिया कि उनको देश से प्यार है, आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि वो बिल्कुल गलत है. आई नो कि ही कीप डूइंग फॉर नेशन ऑलवेज, चाहे वो भुज का भूकंप आया हो या अभी वो असम के फ्लूट्स आए हो, हमेशा वो
floods.
जितना
नहीं, असम के floods के अलावा Amana, they're doing this massive protest in my home state, massive work in my home state in Maharashtra, Pani Foundation, which has been going on for the last 3-4 years. They actually even, it's like it's his entire NGO who's working on it. He goes personally for weeks in a year to the most interior places, ताकि पानी की problem solve हो सके. So of course I'm not going to sit here and say he doesn't love his country, he loves me not. It's great, but of course, if you've been loved, you've been loved as an Indian. If you're being critiqued, you're being critiqued as an Indian. Unlike what Rana, I hate Hindus, Ayub says.
And if people are saying and raising their voice on social media, maybe you have a circle जहाँ पे आपके जो advisor हैं वो ये सब बातें आपको नहीं बता पा रहे. They have a certain mindset, certain upbringing. You should indulge with common Indian and understand कि what they are saying. And if they are right, you should come forward and say कि हाँ मैं गलत था and मैं अपनी गलती सुधारूंगा. And I think Indian, we are जो एक इंडियन है, दे आर वेरी, दे हैव अ बिग हर्ट. अगर वो देखेंगे कि हाँ अभी जेन्युइनली एक बंदे को समझ में आया है, दे आर ओके विद इट, दे आर रेडी टू गो अहेड. तो वो तो आमिर खान के ऊपर जिम्मेदारी है.
Right. So lastly, this is my thing. भाई हम तो मूवी देखने जा रहे हैं. That doesn't make us anti-national. We'll just let you know how it is, right? Also, see, other thing, what a lot of people are saying, I disagree with that, is कि भाई फॉरेस्ट गंप की रीमेक है, हम क्यों देखे? ओके, डोंट किल मी फॉर दिस. मैंने एक बार में पूरी टाइम नहीं देखी फॉरेस्ट गंप, और मेरे जैसे करोड़ों इंडियंस हैं. एंड इट्स एन ऑफिशियल रीमेक, इट्स नॉट एन अनु मलिक रीमेक वेयर ही लिफ्टेड इट. दे बॉट द राइट्स. इट इज सेड कि हमें वो मूवी यहाँ अडाप्ट करनी है. तो मुझे टीजर अच्छा लगा. आई वुड गो एंड सी इट. विल गिव यू अ रिव्यू, यू कैन वॉच इट, यू कैन से वी डोंट वांट टू वॉच इट. दैट्स आल्सो योर चॉइस. So that's my final on it. And Amna, you can say your final. Are you going to watch it? And what's your thought?
उससे पहले एक चीज मैं और भी बोलूंगी. लाइक अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल आर मेकिंग इट अबाउट Muslim issue because he's a Indian Muslim. And look, I won't go black and white कि बिल्कुल ऐसा नहीं है, because I have been seeing such a YouTuber and all who want to, and in fact trend on Twitter, who want to boycott anything which is Muslim, and I do condemn them. I do not agree with them, and I think they have a same pathetic mindset just like Muslim conservative have कि ये boycott कर दो, वो boycott कर दो, Jews का है तो कर दो. That's the same. There could be reason just like we discussed right now, but just because of identity, if you want to go and boycott, I think that tribalism will lead you nowhere. So you can give me like बड़ा paragraph लिख के a lot of people justify, and you do justify because you know you have to justify this, right? So but I don't agree with that. I do not agree any kind of bigotry towards any community or any identity. Let be what an individual should bear the burden of their action. There is no if and but for that. So वो एक छोटा सा सेक्शन है और वो YouTube पे बोलता रहता है. उनके भी अपने एक देखने वाले लोग हैं, तो वो है. बट द वे राना यू ब्रिंग इट इनटू entire victimhood and like in पूरे इंडिया में ऐसा है क्योंकि उसका एक आइडेंटिटी है, दैट इज लाइक बुलशिट, राइट? एंड ये दोनों ही एक दूसरे पे फीड करते हैं. टू बी फेयर, दिस बोथ आर लाइक फीडिंग ईच अदर फॉर मी. तो एक वो मैं ऐड करना चाह रही थी. सेकंड, मूवी देखने की बात है. आई लव फॉरेस्ट गंप. मैंने ऐसे देखा कोई मूवी है, टू बी फेयर वो मूवी मेरे फ्रेंड ने लैपटॉप में कुछ डाल दी थी एंड मैंने उसको देखना स्टार्ट किया क्योंकि टॉम हैंक्स की मूवी ज्यादातर अच्छी होती है. एंड आई स्टार्टेड क्राइंग एंड आई वाज लाइक ऐसी मूवी बन सकती है और फॉर सो लॉन्ग यू कैन वॉच इट, देखते जा सकते हो आप. तो आई तो लव दैट मूवी एंड आई थिंक कि उसका इंडियन वर्जन क्या होगा, मेरे अंदर बहुत ज्यादा जिज्ञासा है देखने की, क्योंकि इवन वो मूवी अच्छी थी एंड एज अ ह्यूमन यू कैन रिलेट, बट स्टिल एज अ इंडियन हाउ आई विल रिलेट टू द सच मूवी. अगर आमिर खान ने वही काम किया है जो उसने लगान में किया है या सरफरोश में किया या इवन रंग दे बसंती में भी किया, अगर उस लेवल की मूवी बनाई है या 3 इडियट की, तो आई एम गोइंग टू वॉच इट.
Right. Also, there were a lot of people. See, ideologically, you can disagree. Like we said, we are very, very harsh and critical of his whole Turkey thing. Somebody said he's an overrated filmmaker. A person who makes Tare Zameen Par Lagan and acts in Dil Chahta is definitely not overrated.
Not
So,
overrated.
yeah. So I don't know what overrated then is.
But
All
एक
right.
दो movies ने ऐसी बनाई भी जैसे धूम 3, it's like क्या कचरा बनाई.
Kachra bana rahi hai, but like I said, so we hope you got a different perspective on the whole thing, and you let us know what do you think about it, and share your comments. Please like, share, and subscribe. Help us, because now this is something we really do parallel with our other, main work. So help us, support us, and let's make a small, better India. And bye bye. Have a great time. Bye everyone.
नमस्ते.